Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today we're looking at CaneFlow versus the knife. And boy, that is a hot topic at any time in ACSD. But before we jump into that, as always, a warm welcome from sunny Miami, Florida. Those of you that are here for the first time, listen, if you love the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself right now. You have two free no-cost resources available. Do that now. The first one is to text the letters CCC for Cane Clarity. Call to 305-745-7839 in less than 24 hours. The staff and I will be on a conversation with you, learning what it is that is important to you regarding the cane. Why are you even watching this video? Maybe you're just scrolling and something told you to click here, and we can give you an outline, a blueprint as to how to make this work. We can have a conversation if you're brand new to the cane culture, or even if you're an experienced instructor. How do you take it to the next level? How do you make it the training real when you don't have a certified instructor in your area? Which cane should you get first, second, or third? And so we cover that in the call. And then the second thing is, look in the description. You have on Facebook, you have a no-cost group called CaneFlow, Move Better, Protect Better, Live Better. Go ahead and just request entry and they will let you right in. So listen, ACSD, you've been following us for a while. You go into the history of this. It was originally designed to deal against knife attacks, and a concern also for multiple assailants. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you movements that you see that are often done in CaneFlow in the movement, and how when you extract from that movement, how does that transfer over to application against a knife? In other words, a knife defense. So the first concept is that it's very common for you to see this back and forth movement, right? Regardless of what the handling is here. And I always say that footwork gets you in and out of trouble. So what we're looking at here is the moving into a potential danger, and there's a way that you do that, right? And if you're an ACSD caner, you're thinking half body concept and all those things that are tactical principles that are built in. You're also moving out to leave that into your occupying space and getting out of space, and that is represented here. The handling, then again, things that look like this, and you see, well, why do these guys squat sometimes? You know, the movements that are done here, what does this kind of thing represent? So I'm going to break that down. Take that one. You know, I just did a movement here where you're coming down, you're coming right down and doing this. So I'm going to show you against a knife, and there's three components. I'm going to show you this from stationary because I've demonstrated a lot of times how where there's a knife in the mix, and you're at a distance, and of course we're going to use this power shot range and just overwhelm. That's not what I'm doing today. What I'm doing today, I'm using a light because I have to be gentle here. You have this on you. Now, how'd you get into this mess? I don't know. We're human. You're getting out of your vehicle. Your awareness wasn't there. She pulls you in, and the next thing, and listen, just from pushing in, you can get cut. So the three-part formula, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to clear that blade and get it off of you. There's not too many ways. Look where my cane is. Cane can't remain down here. I'm not going to tap down here. I'm not going to try to do any move. The only thing I can do is just come in here. This is, hey, what do you want? Because just from pushing in, I don't have to look at the tool. I don't have to imply that I'm going to go anywhere with this tool. I want you to take a look at the meaty portion of my hand here as I do this, but just say it with me. The first thing you're going to have to do is clear that. And now the cane is here, and I don't want any trouble. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just remove that from me. Now, when I do this, and I pull the cane right or the knife right off, go ahead and cut me. It's going to be very difficult for her to do anything else. This cane doesn't remain here. Obviously, I'm looking away from, but when I, bam, that's the first one. And the reason is because it's just lined up with your center, right? So I'm doing this, I'm striking, it's right on you. And now what I'm going to do is I bring the cane across. The only thing she's free to do is remove that hand. Now, I like her hand there. The reason why is because I know it's not going to escalate to anything else. Now, when I do this, if I drop my center, tilt the camera down a little bit, please. If I drop my center to that triangulation point, that's going to bring her down, and then I can move on from there. What happens to the knife? So if she goes all the way, can you just, right? So two things. If you know, tilt the camera down, please. if you know how to disarm and break towards, that's great. But if you don't, bang and get out of here, because your number one your number one strategy against a knife is distance. Just get out. If you can't run, if you can't get out, boom, you're going to have to incapacitate. I'm striking a limb to incapacitate that limb, give him something to worry about before I go. I never said strike him in the head. Hey, only you can decide if that's what you're doing. So you see how a movement that comes from here, right, and how that, if we shadow that, how that works when you come down, dipping your center and then finishing it off. And notice that there's a movement that comes back with it. When she first puts it in here, she's moving back. There it goes. I kind of assist her against that. The formula is you're going to clear, anchor, and then you saw me extract while she was on the floor. What happens now if she does this to the other side? And I'm not talking about the other hand. I'm talking literally, if you come behind here, and now you find yourself, same situation, you turn around, but she puts it here. Now, you got to be real clear. Hey, see how she's going for the pockets because, you know, she wants her money or whatever it is. The formula remains the same, but if you try to do the same application to this side, exactly the same, see, here, this is what you did. You went here, oh, that would slice you. That would slice you. And so it's not this hand that you're going to be able to do. This one is actually the cane hand going to come in and pin, and you're going to clear just down. See, now it's away from your throat, and it's done really quick. Now, I have an ACB 32. It has a palm rest. And if you feel it, just say tap. Tap. Tap, 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 right? So I'm digging, make no mistake. I'm going to go ahead now and anchor. So I clear, I anchor, I keep her head below the waist there because it throws off her biomechanics. I'm always above the elbow. And now I can go over here and extract. And I'm crushing the fingers, everything on bone, right? It's an impact tool. We're going to maximize that. You get out, boom, you can finish it that way. Look at the movement, right? Look at the movement on that. So you're moving now to this side. You're moving to this side now. And so these movements, now it starts giving it a different meaning. So that's why it's a movement-based art that then shows you, and these skills now transfer over because the rule is, and the more you advance in your ACSD training, is that the cane teaches the empty hand and not the other way around, right? So now you're here, you got out, you still haven't pulled out that cane, and look at this, she has it now to the other side. So there it is. Oh, there I get to come in. Down, 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 let it go, let it go, let it go. Now you have to know what you're gonna do with this, right? Because now you're the one with the quote-unquote weapon. It is, right? It becomes, depending on how you use that, and now you're going to start doing this, you're going to be liable for that. And so you live in a society that's governed by law. So this is a whole separate conversation. By the way, safety always first, and you train with this, you train with whatever prop you're using as if it were the real thing. Notice we don't put the hands on the blade and all that. That's something that gets covered in your training. But I wanted just to share with you and show you how these CaneFlow moves with a cane, with another tool, are tied in. The idea is to ingrain it into the nerve system so that it's there for you when you need. You put them in reality-based scenarios to train that adrenaline response, but you learn it in the flow. The base movements are in the flow. Now that gives you a greater understanding of CaneFlow movement and how it ties in even to defending against weapons that you might find yourself in that situation. So there's a step-by-step to all this. How do you learn it? I told you very early on, first thing, avail yourself of that conversation. It doesn't cost you a penny. Pick up the phone. You can call the 800-289-8188, but text the letter CCC to 305-745-7839. Why do we want you to schedule it? So that we can give you our undivided time. Everybody says the same thing. We never feel rushed when we're talking to you, even though we may be, but you're never going to hear that on our end because we want to listen to you, come from a place of service, and really guide you as to what's going to be in your best interest, right? It's going to save you time, funds, and frustration of trying to figure this all out on your own. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Keep flowing.